Hey guys, how's it going? This is the second episode in my nightly vlog series. Just taking a break from the more structured content that I usually post on this channel and taking the time to do more of a raw, sort of from the heart video, I guess you could say. And the topic that I want to talk about today is why I think that it's actually, not only is it not bad, but it's actually a good thing to have 0 subscribit's and 0 viewers when you first start out your YouTube channel. And the reason for that is, and it's going to take a little bit of explaining, but it's essentially that when you're first starting something, and it doesn't even have to be a YouTube channel, it could be anything really in life, do you really want so many eyes scrutinizing you right when you're starting out, right when you're still getting used to things, you're still sort of becoming more comfortable doing it, especially something like YouTube where you're really exposing yourself in some ways, and in some ways that a lot of people are not used to. You're posting yourself up online in a way where everybody else who is anonymous can see you, but you can't see them. And so you're really opening yourself up for all types of criticism and for the inevitable people who are going to come and try and, stick the knife in and twist it, as I might say, metaphorically, and to basically criticize you in the most cruel way possible because they think it's funny. And that is always going to be more hard to handle in the beginning of doing something like a YouTube channel. And of course it doesn't have to be YouTube, it could be Dailymotion, it could be Vimeo channel, whatever, video channel, I guess I could say in more broad terms. But I mean, realistically, how much harder would it be? How much more pressure would there be on you if the first video you posted got like 100,000 views? I'm not saying it would be necessarily a horrible thing, but think about how it's just so much harder to work under pressure, especially when you're first starting something out. And I think that even if you had to create 20, 30, 40 videos before you got any views and subscribers, I actually think this would be a totally fine thing, and that it would actually be beneficial for you because the lack of pressure would mean that you could really experiment in all kinds of different directions. If you had 100,000 views on your first video, you're going to feel so pressured to savor it, I guess, and to make sure that the people who did subscribe to you are going to stay, and you're going to become maybe a little bit too perfectionist about your content. Whereas if you can just kind of, explore the waters and really just chill out and do stuff because you enjoy it, then it's really going to grow a lot more naturally into something, and it's just going to be a more enjoyable experience as well, right? Do you want your YouTube channel to feel like a job? I mean, or do you want it to be something that you enjoy and that also has a small chance of becoming a career or something that you can make money on? I think that option is much more desirable, and I don't know, there's something about just going into something and having it grow naturally that seems a lot more appealing and just a lot better of a thing to do for whatever reason that nature might have it, right? It reminds me of a time when I was around 13 or 14, and this is kind of related to this channel actually because it's Magic the Gathering related, and I started a tournament, sort of like a weekly tournament at my local game store, because I wanted to play Magic on Tuesdays, and there was no tournaments that I knew of on Tuesdays, and I basically just started it, and I made a little poster and everything, and I just started going, and I would just go and nobody would show up, and I did that for probably anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks. I would just show up, and I would just go there, and nobody would show up, or one person would show up, but I was slowly getting the word out there, and I was slowly kind of getting more solidified what I wanted to do, and just becoming a lot more comfortable in going, showing up, right, and being okay whether people arrived or whether people didn't arrive, right? I think it's all about that attitude of being okay with not necessarily failure, but with not being successful right at the start. And then the people just kind of ended up coming, right? And it started very slow, which I think was a blessing now that I look in hindsight, especially for somebody who is so young, right, and inexperienced with that type of thing. and maybe, uncomfortable being a leader and being a host of something. And it allowed me to, I remember, I think the first time it actually fired, there was only around 4 people, which made it was a very manageable number. It was not too intimidating. It made it very simple for allocating who's going to go against who in each round, because everybody could just go against everybody, right? If you have a 3-round tournament and there's 4 people, that means everybody can go against each other at least once, so that made the pairings really easy. And just ease into it, right? And then that way you don't cause any huge embarrassments for yourself, and you don't have to worry about people being overly critical. So, back to the YouTube thing, it's like, I wonder how many people start out and they go with that whole guerrilla advertising thing. They post like 2 or 3 videos and they go, oh, why is nobody watching these? And they start posting in forums and Facebook groups, all these different places, and probably are annoying people a little bit too, right? Because they're going, hey, please watch my channel, and then people are clicking on it maybe, and they're thinking, it's just like some people do find that annoying, right? If you're going and just actively trying to promote yourself, I guess you could say. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do that, but if you do this type of thing so at the early stages of your channel, you're kind of just naturally going to attract a certain amount of negative attention, right? And like, that's the last thing that you want when you're starting something new and you're putting yourself out there. And I think the best thing is just to not worry about that, right? And to just have, 0 subscribers, 0 viewers in the beginning. And then later on you can think about doing that type of guerrilla advertising or whatever method you want in order to get yourself out there more so. This is just my 2 cents. I guess this was just something that I was thinking about because my channel right now doesn't have any views. Well, I shouldn't say any, but it's very, very few views and not really any subscribers other than a couple of friends of mine who subscribe to the channel, but that doesn't really count. And I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying the experience of just having no pressure, of just being able to experiment with whatever kinds of content that I want, and sort of just becoming more comfortable, especially for me too, because I'm not really used to doing these kind of just speaking in front of a camera and not heavily editing my content like I used to. So this is a very new sort of direction for me to take a channel. It's not something that I was completely comfortable doing when I went into it, and I'm still getting used to, right? And so I think it's perfectly fine and actually enjoyable and relaxing, even just to have nobody watching this at first, and this video that I'm making right now, easily nobody could watch this, but I'm completely fine with that. And at the end of the day, even if I make 100 videos and nobody ends up watching it, then I still became a much better speaker, I still became more comfortable in front of a camera, and I still tried, which is the important part, right? And I think that chasing that sort of instantaneous success and, trying to sort of force these views right in the beginning of a channel and in the beginning of creating anything really is sort of just a recipe for disaster. And the long-term success, which is really what you want in the end, is something that comes naturally and can't be forced and is going to come whether you advertise yourself or not. And really what it requires is just dedication and patience and, in my opinion, also easing yourself into it. So these are my thoughts for today. Just before I go to bed, I just wanted to film this, and I always do enjoy filming extra content whenever I can, just to become more comfortable in front of a camera, to improve my speaking abilities. So yeah, if anybody does end up watching this video, let me know your 2 cents, what your opinions are on this subject. If you agree with me and you think that it is actually a good thing not to have any views and subscribers in the beginning, because it just alleviates all the pressure and allows for your creative potential to be explored. And yeah, if anybody does watch this, definitely leave a comment and I will definitely read it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and subscribe for more content if you so choose. And most of my content is probably going to be more structured, but I might do some more of these vlogs in the future as well. Especially because it's a little bit easier with my injuries, I guess you could say. Like, I can have my foot up, for example, while I'm filming these videos in bed, which is nice. So might be seeing more of these styles of videos in the future as well. So yeah, that's it for today. and I'll see you in the next video. It's been Collectible Squash.